everything's good. You can spin this to let it expand back out a little bit. At this point, put the damn bell back on. I can't tell you how many times I have failed to put the bell back on.
Hello.
And then button up everything.
Hello.
No,
Hello.
no, you.
I forgot it too in school.
Oh,
Yeah, and you won't find out until you're torquing this rear clutch, and you're like, oh, it won't torque down. And if you don't stop in time, you will break the cover. But
all the way to the.
it's here nor there.
I heard some water running.
Oh,
It's not
water.
the toilet.
Okay.
There's kind of back there. There's someone in the bathroom now, but I don't know, maybe a toilet upstairs or something else.
Janet, take a look at it.
You gotta pull the oil plug back off. This has to get up out of the way, and it's not exactly easy to put this thing back on, but it's not difficult. You have to clear the oil hole. That's the main part.
One thing too, what I do before you put it back up. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Whenever I take the dipstick out, I put something in that part so nothing else falls in there. Because the reason I do that is you never know. Something can fall in there. The reason it is so critical, that line, the oil pump is right there.
Right there.
So, not that the oil pump pickup is there, but the oil pump is there. So, make it a habit that
Always
you take some paper or
Stuff a
just
rag in there.
plug oil in a rack or something in there while you take the cover off and have it off.
Okay, at this point in time, we're going to have to use this is the Piaggio tool. It goes over here and locks it, so that you can torque this down.
If you don't have that, somebody
Then you
told
have
me.
this.
Then you have that, or you buy
And if you
a
don't have
U-bolt
Or the U-bolt, or
and
the...
bend it to the specifications.
Just the brake
of it.
is really not adequate.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. If you Velcro strip the handbrake,
If you had nothing else, you should try that, but it's not probably not going to work.
Well, if you had that and you held the wheel at the same time, you might be able to get it to torque.
Yeah,
right.
or wedge something under the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Or had
that's
someone
not
sit on the
nearly
bike
as
and
nice.
That's like
as-
emergency. That's like,
Yes.
I'm desperate classes.
Or this is even better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
carry one of those.
That's what I want to make.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
for as small as it
Yeah.
is.
Take
it's
a
So you
big
put
one.
it
They can
back
sell them.
together.
I'm not confident.
45 pounds on the rear.
20.
There
Fill it
was,
Jeff?
Well, wait a minute. With the,
Jeff, you should sell that. You should make those and sell that.
let's see.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know how expensive that thing is? These legs are $17 each.
That's because they're
Master car.
stainless.
That's because they're
Right.
stainless, yeah. Made out of regular steel, it's almost...
$4 each.
oh, that's the.
Oh, that's the filter.
Here's
Okay,
that
so
piece
make
of
that
foam
one,
we
and I'll
talked
buy
about,
one.
which is on the air intake for the cover.
Take it out.
but functionally, the U just keeps the two legs together.
Well,
Why couldn't
it's
you
just
just
putting
have?
this
Right.
back together.
And gives you clearance for the rack.
Yeah, but I mean, why couldn't you just put two straight
Bolts in.
bolts in?
Or
Because
Because
they'll twist
they'll-
like this.
Oh, okay,
They
okay,
need
got
to be
it,
held.
got it.
Okay, well, this is putting that back together is Piaggio only ever had one recall. And by recall, we mean some safety-related incident. And what it amounted to, it was this piece. What is this piece? This piece is the first part of the exhaust pipe or exhaust manifold. What happened is on the real early GTSs, they didn't have that ring in this area. What happened is the exhaust gasket between the muffler and the exhaust manifold went bad and hot air escaped in this area. And the reason what happened is the hot air hit the rear brake line which runs in this area, and it burned a couple brake lines. So Piaggio made a recall, no charge to anybody, and they installed this modified exhaust manifold forward part, which has a ring on it, and that's the only difference. What this ring does is it deflects the hot air in case the gasket goes bad. So that's all. So that's the only, in all the history of Piaggio in the US, which ever got recalled. Okay, just so you know. If somebody has an early GTS, make sure you can look underneath there and you can see this ring here. And if it doesn't have it, just notify your dealer and he has to install it, even if it is out of warranty, he has to install it for free.
Even so early as what, 2007?
Whenever there is a recall, the dealer has to do it for nothing, because he gets reimbursed for it from the factory.
This bolt is longer than the others. They're all the same. This one's longer. So just remember that. Because the shorter ones will go in there and they won't thread it. There's one that's longer. It's the only one. I just put them all in and just use this to tighten them up. I'm not tightening them. I'm just snugging them down. And then I'll torque them up by hand. And it's not so much torquing them up as it is just tightening them up.
Rich, which ones were the ones you said you don't necessarily need to have again? Because when
It's
you
the front air cleaner.
Okay.
Front air cleaner screw.
Okay.
And it was not here.
Okay.
We only had two.
It already
Okay.
been removed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If he ever works on your bike, he'll be gone.
That's okay.
You know what? It is absolutely okay. It's not an issue at all.
Right. I remember you saying that. It's just I was looking at it from an angle where I couldn't see it earlier. So.
You know, when I got my first GT200, I took it in for service at Rockridge 2 Wheel, but it came back without that screw, and I was mad, but I didn't know.
It's probably because they went to Rolfie's class.
It was Kent did that.
The screw is doing nothing.
I remember you
Plus
saying
it has
give it
a
away.
nut on the back. You can barely get to it.
Yeah, no, I know now.
Use,
Yeah, just get rid of it. Save yourself trouble.
have a spare one in case you lose the back one.
There you go.
You got a 10 over here?
I think when
No.
they thought they could pull some cost out of making the money, they
Yeah, I
not
did.
having an
I
unnecessary
thought
cost,
you
they
had-
drop it.
Well, I took off the back right there. The air cleaner pops back down. It's got to go into a channel up here. And it's back into place. You have 2 or 3 screws.
Can we have a look at that channel?
It's right here. The air cleaner has 2 sides to it. It has to go over the... And it can only fall back into one position.
Okay.
You don't want to tighten them up until you get them both in and threaded. And once you pop the cover back on, you're done. You've changed your belt, you've changed your variator, rollers, whatever.
So there was no aspect of that where you had to set any tension on the belt? You just...
No.
Okay.
No, the spring and the rear torque driver is what determines the tension on the belt.
Okay.
Were there any belt recommendations?
Stock. Stock. Only
All
stock.
at once.
The Velocity belt will last half as long as the standard belt.
And cost twice as much.
And they say that the Velocity is a Kevlar belt, Well, so is the Piaggio. Which is actually made by Mitsubishi. And I'd love to be able to find the Mitsubishi stock number, part number for that. Because I bet you could get them dirt cheap.
Oh, yeah.
But SIP, I think the ones that I got one for somebody here, I got one for, I think they're about $70.
Yeah.
Our price from SIP. Where's your cover? Where's your fancy cover?
It's under the jackets.
Under the jacket.
Okay,
The
no
Ferris?
down over there?
No,
Oh, I thought you,
Oh, it's on
sorry.
the floorboard, on roll side.
And this is what you buy if you're like one of the cool kids.
I'm definitely not one
It's
of
just
the cool
plastic
kids.
fiber that looks like carbon fiber.
Yeah. It's a phonet. But
But
it's a
it's
very
fancy.
good phonet.
Yeah. Isn't that like $40 or something like that?
Yeah.
Who makes that?
I don't know, it's Rolfie's.
Yeah.
At least it's not.
I don't even have one
It's
on
not
mine.
chrome.
I got a half dozen of those at home. I didn't put them on.
What you
The
talking about?
transmission cover.
The new
The
cover?
clutch cover?
I saw it, somebody in Texas had it for sale, so I need it.
I need it.
There's some carbon.
Shiny
Come on,
new
I
want.
need it.
I need it.
I need it.
There's some carbon fiber look stuff on the, I guess it's 2012 or 2013s that are in some of the shows.
Yeah, one of the bikes.
It just sort of looks so.
Cheesy. Cheesy. You know, if it's actually carbon fiber,
That's
it rocks.
That's a different story.
But if it's fake carbon fiber, it's just fake.
Yeah, we should make one of those covers out of carbon fiber to, you know, get that end performance.
It's lighter.
I like that license plate for it.
Okay, are you ready to go?
Yes.
If you want, I'll go to the other side. He's going to show you how to take off the exhaust and the rear wheel.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen done a bunch of times and I still can't do it.
Do it, make her do it.
No.
make Karen do it.
No, make me.
It's not that hard.
Okay,
Take off what?
She wants.
Something.
Well, it helps if you have a lift.
Yeah, well, lots of things are helping you out.
Clutch tool.
Instead of on your back trying to feel this whole thing
All you need is the socket set.
with a wobbly extension.
Piaggio recommends when you change your rear wheel or tire, take it off, when you disassemble the exhaust,
Yes.
to disassemble it on the header pipe by the cylinder head. Well, I'm not Piaggio, I'm Rolf. I know the easy way of doing it. The easy reason for it is it's a bitch to get those two bolt nuts back on the exhaust, on the head. Plus, if you take it out and you forget to disconnect the oxygen sensor, that's $150 right there. Hello,
Find it right there.
you know. So I do it the easy way. I disconnect it. I take the 3 bolts off. I loosen up the clamp underneath here, and then carefully work it off and out. That saves a lot of time, a lot of headache, a lot of things. Plus, at the same time, since the weak point on these is the exhaust gasket, you get to see the exhaust gasket, and if it needs to be replaced, you replace it. Okay, everybody got that?
Yes.
So do it the easy way.
Yes.
Because on the roadside, taking the muffler off on the head, it's never going to happen.
I do it all the time.
I do it all the time.
Do you really?
No,
For fun.
no, because I just broke an exhaust again, you know.
That is, so that's one of the things when they talked about it. When I went to school for it, I said, these guys are idiots.
So my problem, the reason I do it differently, is because I can never get the exhaust gasket to seal again. I've never managed to get one to seal, ever. I do not possess that skill.
And the head?
No, the
gasket.
joint, the slip joint.
Oh, the one, the way I do
The
it?
graphite, I can't get it to reseal.
You
It's
got
like a
to
new
be
one.
careful when you
Yeah.
take it off.
Yeah, it's like handling tissue paper with wet hands.
You do it your way. I do it
Oh,
my way.
totally fine. I just don't have the skill to get the gasket.
The reason that's graphite.
My gasket is, I know I need a new one. Last time I put it in. So I said, I wait till get a gasket for it and put it on when I do the service. I know it needs a gasket.
I've probably ruined 3 or 4 of them just trying.
Another thing too is, I don't know if you heard about it, about when we had the problem with the exhaust gaskets, somebody thought they had the answer
Oh, the brass one.
and made it out of brass.
No, you can usually get it on.
Well, I love it when people do that. Why? Because I get nothing but work out of it. The reason you get work out of it is if you use this as a muffler gasket, there's no give in it. What happens? The studs on the cylinder head break out. Hello, how are you going to replace those?
Or you'll break
Well,
the down.
I take the motor out,
Replace the
That's
entire
how-
cylinder head, or do you?
or a new cylinder head, or what? Yeah. So, no.
Yeah, so those will break the studs. They'll also break the down pipe sometimes.
Because when it expands due to the heat, there's no give, no place. So something got to give.
Something's gotta go.
And it's the studs.
Patrick mentioned something
Yeah,
about using
don't
the
use the bronze
LX
bushing.
exhaust. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you can, but it's.
I don't.
I don't.
Sounds like another crazy Patrick idea. He wants you to do it, but he won't do it.
But he's kind of a genius, you know,
Yeah,
some of the
seriously.
stuff he comes up with.
Yeah.
Sure, but he comes up with that by having other
So,
people.
Rich, you already put the box back on, huh?
The what?
You put the
There have to
air
be the
box
ones that
back
don't
on?
work, the other ones that do.
He did.
Let's just see what happens.
What?
We need to get the bolt out for the shock.
I have a screwdriver. I can do that. I was just buttoning it up. I was illustrating.
And then just
That's
wiggle
the
it
ticket.
out.
That's my story.
Okay, here it
Yeah,
is.
he made that look so easy.
But this gasket needs to be replaced, so I know about it.
Can we see it?
Yeah. That's look like when they're bad.
That's bad.
And the problem is,
Because
the
it's not going
problem
over.
is to get a new one in after this is squeezed together. It's a bitch.
You have to expand
The
it.
way I do it is I bought a tool finally that expands this again. That way you can get the new gasket back in. Makes it, I haven't tried it yet, but the other day I had to replace one. It took me 2 hours screwing around to do it right.
You
So,
can't stick it in the oven and put the gasket in the freezer?
no, unfortunately not.
So, Rolf, can you just say that again? I mean, the gasket itself is a known wear and tear part. They fail.
Yes.
But to replace it, it takes.
It takes a tool.
Okay.
You got to get something so you can expand this
So,
to
is it
get
all
the
like
new
a-
gasket on.
So without that tool, that's not something I should just go to the Vespa dealer, buy the gasket, come home and expect. I'm just gonna.
No, it won't fit.
Okay.
Because due to the clamp here, it changes size.
It's the gasket's rigid.
This is a new gasket here. Rich, what's the story on this?
Oh, that's the holder in the new gasket.
You guys sell those or?
When they're in stock, we sell them, yes.
Yeah, but you didn't stock, okay.
But if you need the little black canister, we have 1 million of those.
Carry on the road.
No, not 1 million. We only have 2,000 of those.
But it's a very handy thing, because they can easily get
And selling like
banged
one
up.
a month.
Yeah.
You want to read the part number off so people have the part number for this?
Well, that's in their parts book.
It's in the parts book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what's on the CD?
So anyway,
A lot
this is
of
what the
stuff's on the CD.
gasket looks like, and you see it won't fit.
It's
Right.
And this is rigid.
It won't, there's no way.
Right.
So The tool I bought, I haven't tried it yet.
Are we going to?
I don't think we have that much time, so.
Okay.
Anyway, I play with that later.
No, he got the one from Harbor Freight.
Next thing, there is a cotter pin in here. You need to get out.
Always have an extra just in case.
Yeah, because they
Cotter pins.
They tend to fall
I
away.
just throw them away. Put new ones in.
take someone.
They always seem to break.
You use a new cotter pin anyway, so
Yeah.
don't worry about
So you
the
guys
old
who do all your own work at home, stuff like this, cotter pins, you don't
gotta
pick that up at Home Depot. Where do you go to get that?
Orchard Supply, Home
Just
Depot.
Really?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
I like Orchard Supply better, but
I love Orchard Supply.
yeah.
Okay.
I got a 10-pound bag on eBay for like $6.
Wow.
Which is a lifetime supply.
I was gonna say that's a lot of cotter pins. Yeah.
Only need those if you're.
So I'll just shoot Rich a PM and be like, I need a cotter pin. I have a nickel.
Rich, let me have the,
Harrison Benito over next to Hope Iron Works on.
What do you need, Ralphie?
I need my impact.
Oh, okay.
And the socket.
You look at things like that, sometimes you go, but it's a
And
deal,
also the
but
city's burying agency.
I would be like, weirdo,
you take them as Christmas presents, don't you?
I don't fix anything.
You have a 10-pound bag. That's fine. You have
Yeah.
one spare.
That's
Again.
That's
Like-
true, that's true.
Damn spare, I know it's here somewhere.
That's the main one.
It's over on your side.
Right under your foot, right under your
Right
foot.
foot.
That's the
Oh, yeah,
one of
that's
Vespa,
good.
Helps hard to
because he
climb.
got it drilled because we run out of bottles. And you have to actually blast.
You know what, if you have to do this,
the bike.
you really need a good-sized breaker bar. I'll use a torque wrench for it,
But of course he
Yeah.
but I set it up to maximum torque and then go a little bit beyond that.
Okay.
One thing you can do, if you have to lock that rear wheel, just get a strap. Put it around the brake,
Zip tie works too.
Okay.
pull the brake in, hard as you can, and then just wrap about 5 wraps around it, and you're good to go.
And that does work for the rear wheel.
That works mostly.
Mostly.
It still needs a little bit of help though.
I mean, if you're taking off that nut,
It would be nice if
'Cause that-
somebody
that-
can
that's like-
hold it.
if we're
and-
taking off
90
that,
pounds.
we're taking off that nut.
Take it off,
that.
yeah.
So the brake here is holding the disc directly and therefore the wheel directly, and you're not transmitting all that force through the transmission.
Right.
So that's the preferable way to.
You do not want to use the clutch holder for that
No,
because it's too much force,
yes.
and you'll tear up the slider material that's inside the torque driver.
Okay, the next thing what comes off is the spacer. I seen the spacer installed
On the wrong
between
side.
the thing on the inside. What happens?
Bad.
Bad bearing.
Couple days later, bearing is bad because it's got so much torque on it because it's not lined up right. So the spacer goes on the outside behind the nut. This is how it goes on. The next thing you want to take off is the rear shock. It's a 17 millimeter.
And you can take off one shock at a time, and the other side will hold it just fine. If you take off both shocks, no. But you'll find out before you get it off.
This is the rear shock mount. 17 millimeter comes off real easy. And what you do is, it has a washer in front of it, nothing complicated. You can pull it out of the way. You see? Just pull on it, pull it out of the way. Because what we need to do is we need to get this arm out.
No, you need an Allen.
Hang on.
You did that with a Torx?
Huh?
You used a Torx.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay. It works for you.
Works perfect.
I found that brake plate gets real stuck and it's hard to
Yep.
get it off.
That arm,
Yeah.
On the wheel.
I had this arm
Yeah.
on so
Yeah, there's a trick.
tight
Yeah.
that I had to drill 3 holes into the arm, tap 6mm bolt holes in it,
Oh, use that.
and use a
puller.
puller to get
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah.
That's how tight.
Hey,
And the
Motorsport
reason
Vespa
for it,
makes a puller for this now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
and the reason for it is some jerk never put grease on here. That's what happens.
Anise works really good too.
And
That's
the
what I was
seas
gonna ask
works
you.
perfect.
About it. Okay.
Okay.
All the threads around the exhaust,
Again.
just put anise on there.
Whenever you have the arm off, make sure you check the bearing. This is one of the most common bearings to go bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a full sealed bearing. It is installed again. Heat this up, put this in the freezer, and you get it in.
You can tap it out with a
You can
socket.
tap it out by
Fits on the
heating
other
it up.
piece.
Just tap it out. There's no clip, no nothing on it.
But once you tap it out, that bearing is ruined, so
Yeah.
that's done.
That's done.
So you can't take it out to check it.
Well, no,
You don't need to.
Just put your finger in it. You
Just
can
put
feel
your
it.
finger here,
You just want to
feel it. If it feels good,
Leave it.
perfect.
Here, Ralphie, here. Put your finger in that.
So how come yours came off?
Feel good?
Easy, yeah.
He has it all.
Stop it,
Yeah, he
Rich.
doesn't mention it. You probably put anti-seed and
Yeah, mine is, that's the
Sometimes
part I
it's
get.
mechanical.
How many fingers can you fit in there?
instead of using
Stop it, you.
Is there an adapter
That's what
in it,
happens whenever
Rich?
I'm around. He's kind of original, really.
It always evolves. It always does.
Really?
That's where I start and finish.
Don't impress you.
An adapter for the socket?
But it's
What do you
not
need?
the threads, it's just the,
I need
it's
an
the
adapter
fit
for
onto the wheel bearing that makes
Is
it
there one in the
hard to
box?
remove.
So
Just
For
leave
the
it so
box,
just
for
see
the,
it fixed, you know?
For the wheel?
no, for this.
Oh, his one. TO.
Interesting.
Check orders for planes.
Literally, they say,
Literally.
they call it out. It's not just like
Pepto-Bismol.
interesting.
No?
It's right here, Ralphie.
Oh,
Official,
Mine,
Are you
not
talking about
yours.
sealing stainless steel?
the nice thing is you can use it when it's too old to be
Anti-seize.
taking it anymore.
That's for stainless steel.
Use it for
I don't know, but it's the anti-seize there.
Yeah, it's
do it the
Because I had
easy
to
way.
approve it. And I was like, if the FDA says you can eat it, it's not a chemical. $1 million aircraft.
We're there.
Grab that exhaust gasket. It
That's
just
how
rolled
you got the
under
wheel.
floor
You
Yeah.
make that look so easy.
Thank
It
you.
is easy.
Any one part of that could have taken you hours.
Of course.
It is
Like a
easy.
damn dipstick.
That is. Okay, in order to check the brake pads, you don't need to take anything apart. You can take a light and a mirror and just look in here and look from here and you can see how thick the brake lining is. So you don't even need to take them apart.
2 millimeters is the minimum, and 2 millimeters is just is tiny, little amount. You know, they rarely go bad. I think I changed mine at 28,000.
Take a look at it.
And when I pulled them out, they were still fine. You said you have bad brakes, rear or front?
I was told I need new front brakes.
Okay, yeah, those are easy because they're pads. Rear brakes on yours are shoes. So that's a more
That is
involved
totally
process.
different world, but it's still easy too.
But, you know,
Everybody
come here,
look at
grab
it.
a flashlight and look in there, and you can see the thickness of the pads. See that center piece of sheet metal is just about as wide as this is. So you can see he's got 5 or 6 millimeters
Plenty on there,
each
yeah.
side.
Okay.
But everybody please look at that and understand what it is you're trying to see. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to understand.
See, the disc runs
Okay.
right
Oh,
through
okay, I
the
got
center.
it. Got it.
And these are the pads, and it's the material between this and that center.
Okay.
And see, he's got plenty on there.
Yeah.
my stuff in the light operates
This one or this one?
Yeah, get down there and understand what it is you're seeing.
Yeah, your rear.
See it?
Yeah, there's lots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of tricks.
See it?
Hold it.
My own environmental engineering, so basically,
It's hard. Try to hold
nothing
the
to do
brake
with this stuff.
Why your belt bend roller.
I know, it became a shade tree.
The way you do it, to check it in the front, you need a mirror. You need one of those, you can buy it at Kagan's or something cheap, but $2 or something. Buy one of those little mirrors with a stick on it and a light. Go to the front caliber, just go to the disc caliber area, and you can look at, play with the mirror, and you can see how thick the pads are.
Same thickness.
You said it'd be the same thickness
It's
on.
a replacement, like 2 millimeters.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're gonna give me one with one.
Couldn't find it.
Is that it right,
See
like
it?
right behind?
There's two black
They're black.
Yeah.
plates
Oh,
on
okay.
the side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In order to change the rear
Get
brake
into all this stuff.
or
It's
the
that
front
thing.
brake, you got to take the
That's what
brake
mine's gonna look like, that's why I wanna learn how to do the maintenance.
It's like a farm.
And then when it's done right.
Ralph, your bike is very clean, even the insides of it.
That's why we're working on this.
I got nothing else to do.
Could have wheeled mine in.
So you will have ridden through the
Not mine too.
Oh, yeah, no, you'll have to chip off all the,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of the hard mud,
Yeah.
crud, before you can
After a while too.
do it.
Button on.
Everybody happy with this?
Yeah.
You gonna put the rear wheel back on before you jack it up?
Yay.
Yeah, might as well.
No, I don't have to.
Can you quickly?
Okay, here we go. Valve adjustment. Oh, you wanna, let's get.
You know what, I buttoned up the variator, I gotta take it back out.
Oh, you put it in?
Put the cover on. When do you get the cover back on?
I thought you had a separate variator. I mean, no, we don't need to.
To set the valves?
Hang
turn
on.
the motor.
No, because I cut a hole in the screen.
Oh, that's right.
I let you guys know about that.
Okay.
Go over to the other side. Okay.
We're about to set the valves. In order to do that, we have to put
We're
the top
gonna
dead center.
do the valve adjustment. Here's how everything works. What
I'm taking somebody's
I
seat.
got to
Want it
get the
right now.
wheel-
I'll move. Let me
Yes,
know.
I got to put the wheel on because otherwise I couldn't.
Go for it. Right. Yeah, we want to tilt too far.
So, go ahead and explain that to them.
This is the cover that the little foam piece goes in for the air filter.
Yeah,
The air filter's been removed.
yeah.
And what Ralphie did is he cut out this little chunk so we could get to that.
Oh,
Otherwise,
Otherwise, you have to take the cover off.
Yeah.
otherwise,
Polished up because he's in
there is no other way to turn the motor over
Unless you take the cover off.
unless you take the cover.
Ah,
and that's not
actually
structural.
really smart.
yeah.
That's not structural.
So, what you can do is, you take a little, cut that out, that way at least you get an extension, the socket in there, and you can turn the motor. Got it? On an LX, if you don't do it, you're screwed. You take the cover off, because there's no other way of doing it. In order to turn the motor over, you got to use, you do the valve adjustment before you button up the variator system.
Is that the same with mine?
That's simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have to have the cover off.
Yes.
You can't
That's
get
what I
through
meant,
it
Yeah.
through here. And actually, on my bike, I can't get to
Okay.
it through here. I have to have the cover off.
Because it's
So
so
apparently, Ralphie says his valves a lot.
Yeah.
That's probably the only one on.
Sarcasm.
What?
Oh, I was just explaining why you cut this way.
That was the easy way to turn the motor over. That's why I did it.
I think yours is the only one on Earth like that, yeah?
No,
No?
no,
He's done it to others.
Oh.
no.
Now I understand,
No.
Ralphie.
Maybe I'll do it to mine.
Just leave your bike here overnight. He'll probably want to fix that for you.
No, he'll steal the parts off of it.
Not if they're chrome.
Okay, so
Let me put it
because of this,
let
we
me
can
put it
turn the
this
motor
way.
over now. See?
Let me tell you a little story. In 2002, each Target store got a what?
50.
ET2, right? They raffled it off. There is 1,253 Target stores in the U.S.
When the economy was good.
Huh?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
So, since they needed the scooters in running order, I was in charge to do 1,253 plus 20 extras PDI services, which meant they came all in a cardboard box, take them out of the cardboard box, check the batteries. Half of the batteries on 1,253 I replaced because they were already 2 years old. The easy way is replace them. Don't even try to charge them on. Just look at the date, throw them away, no. I put in oil, a half a quart of oil, because it's a two-stroke in the tank. I put in 1 gallon of gas in each scooter. I hooked up the batteries and made sure they run. Well, I took apart about a little over 1,000 carburetors because the scooters were already 2 years old, sitting at Piaggio, sitting at the pier, sitting on the whatever, travel time, everything. So over 1,000 carburetors dropped. How many did I take apart? I took 20 apart out of those 1,000 and figured out what the problem was and found a fix for it. And the fix was, and this is a fix for all the LX owners and the GT owners, whoever has a carburetor. The fix to fix a carburetor on the 99% of the time, the problem is one place. And what it amounts to is that you take the automatic choke system, which is on top. I don't know if I have it. I got a carburetor, but gives you an idea. The automatic choke system sits in here. The fix is take that out, put carburetor cleaner in here, and I bet you 99% of the time the scooter runs.
Huh.
The problem is, this is where the automatic choke goes, and that is the same channel where it gets additional gas for the starting of the scooter. And if that has gas in it, which is especially European gas, which has more shit in it than we have, deteriorates even faster, and that screws up the carburetors. So I finally ended up, there was 3 other people helping me. Took us 10 days to do 1,153 PDI services. So that is the fix for it. Take the automatic choke out, carburetor cleaner in it, let it sit, put your thumb on it, crank it over, I bet you it runs.
So is that because the gas evaporates and leaves all the crud on the inside?
That's it.
Uh-huh.
That is
all the additives.
That was just a little side, just so you know. It took us 10 days with 4 people to do that. Put them back in the box, they were running, and then we shipped them. And then before we shipped them, somebody at Piaggio says, "Did you put gas in those things?" I said, "You wanted them run, right?" He said, "Did you take that gas out again?" "Of course I did."
No.
Can you imagine? I unboxed them and take the gas out? But the shipping company wanted to. There's no gas in it.
It's fine. Don't
So I
worry.
slid on that one. If you got any major complaints,
Talk to that fucker over there.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
there's Piaggio right there.
Western sales manager, right here.
Yeah.
Any pitches?
Introduce yourself.
I'm Jeff. How are you? What's up, everybody?
Nice to see you.
This is Bosco, Jeff before.
Yeah.
He's like an old scooter kid.
He is one of my good friends, and he used to work for San Jose Vespa. But he had the opportunity, and he has enough brain to do what he's
Fairly
doing
enough,
now. So he is the district sales manager for which area? For ours?
Southern California, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada.
But not Northern California?
Not Northern California. The farthest up I come is San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo down. I do help out up here because I am here, and the regional rep for this area actually lives in Seattle. So we kind
Everybody's out of joint.
yeah, we kind of help each other out. So I definitely help out the shops that are here.
So we got, I know everybody.
All the VIPs come to this garage.
So anyway, that was just a little bullshit story in between, so, you know.
But interesting.
Yeah, he sold me my GTS. Yeah.
So,
Rolfie,
yes,
you want to take the shock mounts off the top or the bottom?
bottom.
I'll get the one on the side.
But I got to put the wheel on first. Let's take a couple minutes break.
And why do we take the wheel, why do we take the wheel off?
To get to the,
So it's just to show
Show
us.
you how to take a wheel
You
off.
can take it in and
I
Yeah,
took
for
it
change
off
of
just to show you that you can look at the
the
brakes.
last time I went to San Jose Vespa for a wheel change, $200 out the door.
To change the rear tire?
So
one
this-
tire,
was-
yeah.
How's your
It was painted
mine.
25 years ago.
Awesome.
There's another GS in Santa Clara that's available for $5,000.
Did you
Really?
change?
Susan's.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
That and he
160.
never had acid in it.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a one. Hers a 160. Is it Mark 1 or Mark 2?
To Magneto.
I'm not certain. I'll have to ask. Nikki's down in Monterey now.
Really? Permanently? Slowly taking it apart, cleaning it up, putting it back together. Runs. Go there.
I think she still
Gas
commutes
tank
out here,
alone,
but, you know.
Not only do I have the SS, but I have a spare set of cases for it.
So you said you've had it for 25 years?
Well, I've been trying to get John to give me just one of his. I don't care which one. Any of them. The green one. They'll take the green one.
Doesn't have 50 each.
So I was I didn't. That's not what
Oh, you know, I don't know, flip flop.
15,000 for something.
It's been so long since I've
You know,
tried.
it's awesome. Just a runner.
Yeah.
So you sold the fender lights